Hi Craig, thanks for taking time out today for what must be a hugely busy schedule at the moment. I think we're all aware that the next couple of months see some massive tournaments for all levels of national cricket, starting with the national squad playing in the ICC European Division 1 T20 competition starting on Monday in Sussex. It might be just some time prior to getting into that in some detail. I thought it might be a great opportunity to look back over your time since you've been involved as the national coach. So, to kick off, I know that you had a long-term plan for the development of cricket in the island. Perhaps we could discuss what that was and how it's progressed to date.
Yeah, sure, Jace. It's I think it's the biggest thing with Jersey cricket, and it's any cricket that we've got, is it's all about the people, and it's all about the relationships that you build with people, and trying to make things fun, but also basing everything for the benefit of the player. I think that is the crucial part of coaching and a program to where we're heading at the moment. If we can give them the knowledge, give them the processes, and basically create the environment where people can be challenged but have that mindset where they're allowed to make mistakes and get better and better and better, then as an individual they get better, but also in small teams, for example a bowling unit, they will all work together then, and then within the bigger team, then the whole team works together. So if the individuals get better, then the whole team gets better, and basically that's the structure what we've tried to implement right through, right through all the age groups. So, the ability to set goals, to analyse, to be able to evaluate that and reflect on that a little bit, and come back and say, well, actually, we're doing okay, and we get better and better and better. If that model can go right through for all the age groups and through all the cricket that we're playing, then the cricket will get better and stronger.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the clubs have had a buy-in in this, haven't they? They've helped you along this.
Yeah, look, the club cricket, in a lot of ways has been it's stagnated somewhat, and in other areas it's really improved. The kids that we've set up and the younger areas, the development excellence that we had was a fantastic program, but we've expanded that into the Jersey Leopards so that the better kids are actually getting some higher quality coaching. Those programs themselves are actually developing younger kids coming through the process. The challenge is to actually try and get club cricket to be stronger and be better than where it is currently at the moment. I had a couple of talks with Peter Moores recently, and Peter's big thing is, if you do what you always do, you get what you always get. And at the moment, we've got to be really careful that, if we stand still, we're actually going backwards because everybody else is improving so much. And if we have a look at the world cricket stage for both the seniors and the juniors, every other country is improving rapidly, and we need to do that, go along with that. So what we've done in the past is actually just not good enough anymore, and we need to challenge and push and see where we can get to.
Well, that's great. Now, in respect of sort of the facilities, they're really second to none over here, aren't they? We're spoilt for them.
Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I've said to you before, and I'll probably put in a little bit better language this time, but you give your right eye to play in the conditions that we play here in Jersey week in, week out. The cheap costs that we have to play cricket, the amazing facilities, the outfields, the strips, the grounds themselves, absolutely first class. And we had Middlesex over just recently, and we've had other counties come across, and they're all awestruck with the facilities we've got. I think we have to really just make sure we don't lose sight of that fact that we've got every advantage with our grounds and the way we play. Anyone who's been anywhere else in the world will see that this is the best as you'll get, especially for this level that we're playing.
Okay, I mean, now moving on to a more pressing point in question. Next week sees the start of the ICC European T20 competition, and even though T20's only been around for about 10 years, you must have seen during that time a change in the way that the game's been played. What's your thought process on where we are currently? Because it used to be big pinch hitter goes in, smacks around, and hopefully gets you a few runs.
I think it's been a wonderful thing. I mean, if you don't change and you don't move on in the game, as you say, you go backwards. And 2020 cricket for us in Jersey, and I dare say for English cricket, has been absolutely amazing because it's just freed up the thinking involved in how to play cricket. the shots that, you know, discussions that we've had recently is, you know, the Dilshan and the reverse sweep, they'll be part of the textbook in 5 years for kids that are 8 and 10 years old and want to play that, and they will be able to play that from what they're watching. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. As long as we can learn to play straight as well, we get there. But the 2020 cricket mindset at the moment, it's if we can think quick enough on our feet and move through things, we actually got an advantage, because the game is changing. It's almost changing yearly, and the changes they make at the top filter through down to our level and even lower really quickly. So if you don't adapt and you're not flexible, you won't keep up. And for me, I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing to coach. I just wish we were around when we were playing, mate, because it would have been lovely to play, I reckon. Yeah,
I mean, just watching Sterling the other day when he was batting, I mean, there's not such a thing as a steady stance now. I mean, he was all over the shop, and for a bowler it must be just such a nightmare to try and think, well, where am I going to bowl next to someone like that?
Well, we bowled 123 balls at Middlesex, and Ed Farley, our wicketkeeper, caught 10. So they just don't miss it, and it just goes. So I mean, it's great to watch, and you know, we've learned a lot from that. We've learned a lot from our games against Cornwall and Seven Oaks, and the games at the Club Cricket Conference, the ones that we've played. I think it's important for a national team that we actually get away and we play in different conditions against better quality opposition, and we've learned so much from that, and we've adapted our game plans. And I think if you're asking about our 2020 game plans, without giving too much away, because there's no secret to the fact that, you know, this is the group of players that we've got, this is their specialist skill sets, this is what they do well, we adapt that to a plan that we think works, and that's where we are at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, well, just following on from that point, so how's the preparations gone for this tournament that's coming then? How's Jersey squad shaped up for them?
Really good, Jace. We had a great tournament in Holland just recently, played on some absolute conditions that, you know, we haven't come across before, so players have had to adapt, which is the perfect thing for 2020 cricket. We think we've got a pretty good game plan nailed out with our batting now. Our bowling plans are coming together really well, and our fielding, which I think is the thing that we've worked probably hardest out of everything in the last 2 years. We're not the biggest hitting side, we're not the quickest bowling attack, we haven't got the biggest spinners in the world running around, but we can be the best fielding side, and it's going to be a massive advantage for us. And our fielding at the moment is, you know, we're always aiming to get better and better and better with our fielding. So at the moment, that's the three areas we think we're doing well in.
That's great. So just in respect of the format for the competition next week, what's it entail? 2 groups, I believe? 2
groups. We've got, first up we have France, then Belgium, and then a day off, and then we play Denmark and Germany, and finish off with the Isle of Man. And we get through that. The top 2 then play a reverse semi-final against the other group, and hopefully then the top 2 go through, and that's the next round of the World Cup, which is in Dubai in November. So it's exciting.
Yeah, great. A great chance for some of the guys to actually go and play in different venues and stuff. And I mean, what's the venues? Do you know anything about the venues where we're going to be playing in Sussex?
Yeah, we play at Horsham and Preston Nomads, which are, you know, the county use them as grounds. So they're top quality grounds. They're great wickets, and the final, of course, is at Hove. So, you know, that's another treat. I think that's one of the biggest things for me, Jace, is that, you know, where we're heading as this national group. It's the benefit for the future for the kids coming through. If this group of players can get through these 2 tournaments and build in the next couple of years, then the younger kids, the 13-year-old, 12-year-olds now, 15-year-olds, they're going to come through a system that is actually given them to play cricket all over the world. And I say, you know, coming from Australia, you won't get that opportunity. You certainly won't get it in England, and you won't get it in any other places. So for us here in Jersey, it's a massive plus, providing that you know, this group, we can, you know, it's a big challenge for us to get through.
Yeah, I mean, you must be quite keen at the moment, because the youngsters are coming through. There's some good potential coming through there. So, you know, succession planning, if you want to call it that, it looks good at the moment.
Look, I think, Jason, that's one of the things that, you know, that it's just had to happen. I mean, the program has been available to everybody, and the ones who want to take it up and the ones who want to work harder, you know, get rewarded. And the younger boys are certainly, you know, they're the ones that have, you know, are trying and trying to develop their games. And if we can keep them together for the next 3 or 4 years, then we've got a solid group. You know, we came through after Tanzania. There was quite a few senior players left the setup. Since then, through Nepal and Malaysia, likewise. And you know, that's just the way it goes. And you know, so the younger kids have filled the breach, and you know, they're working hard. So it's great.
Great. there's been a couple of injury problems in the run-up. It's public knowledge that obviously Goffey busted his toe recently. Need to work on his fielding a bit more maybe, but and Cookie with a shoulder injury. Whereabouts are we with that?
Yeah, they're fine. Goffey's got a broken toe, but it's just one of those things. It's just a bit of cement in your coffee and harden up a bit and get on with it. That's the way it is. And but he's fine. Cookie's shoulder's responding to treatment. He hasn't done a great deal of bowling at the moment, but he's doing a job for us down the lower order with the stick. So we're more than happy with that. He's worked hard on his fielding and doesn't seem to impinge any way with him. So we're happy with that. Tommy Minnie's the only other one that's a little bit of at the moment. It's a little bit of a worry with a shoulder injury, but we're hoping that comes good in the next couple of days.
Brilliant. Obviously, the loss of Dean Morrison, or Dingo, was a big blow for us. For the next couple of tournaments, has there been a knock-on effect of this, or is it this planning that you've had in place for a squad is going to be able to cover that?
I think you got a quality cricketer like Dingo. It's just ridiculously hard to replace that, and you can't replace that experience, and you can't replace the skills that he's got. Probably more so where we miss Dingo is he's around the ground, he's off the ground, he's working. He's genuinely interested in developing the kids and the younger players that come through in the squad, and that experience that we've got when he's batting with them. Mate, settle down, do this, move here, do that. It just calms the whole show. But unfortunately, we haven't got him. The vagaries of a Crown dependency, mate, have come back to haunt us a little bit there, and it just seems a bit ridiculous to me that a bloke can go on holidays and not play for his country that he's been here for 7 years. But that is the ICC ruling, and it's like the whole squad that we do. We can only control the things we can control. We can't control that, so we just got to move on and get on with it. But it's unfortunate for Dingo and it's unfortunate for the squad, but we just have to cope with it.
Okay, so thinking about the tournament itself next week, so who do you see are the main contenders for the tournament? And from what you've seen in Holland and places like that, are there any dark horses?
I think there's a lot of dark horses, mate, that will be playing in these tournaments. And 2020 cricket is, you'll hear blokes, I take one game at a time, but actually you do, because 2020 cricket is the way that it's set up. Anyone who comes out for 4 or 5 overs, even 3 overs in a 2020, you have 1 bad over, 2 bad overs in a 2020 game, and the game can be lost. And the teams that will be play a lot of 2020 cricket. They hit the ball big. We've just got to hope that our game plans cope with that consistently over the week. We're going to have some days where things don't go our way, but as always, we just don't want that disastrous session, that disastrous couple of overs. If we can get to the point where we can limit the damage, for example, Paul Sterling, and we had Stefan Myberg played against us for Holland the other day, did the same sort of thing to us, but we fought the game back well and put ourselves back into winning chances. So if we can do it with those type of players, then we can do it to the players that we're playing against. But yeah, every side's dangerous in this competition, Jace. It's the nature of 2020 cricket.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, last question, can we go all the way?
I reckon we can. Look, I've got no doubts that, naturally we're going to need a little bit of luck. The top 7 have got to fire with a stick, and the bowlers have got to bowl to their plans, and we've got to take some great catches and do the things we can. But if we do everything that we've been working hard for the last 18 months, mate, I'm confident we can do a good job. Nice one.
Okay, Craig, as always, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you. And I'm sure, along with the rest of the island, we'll wish you the best of luck for next week, and we'll catch up probably either during the tournament or after it, and then look forward to the next chapter in Jersey cricket, which is the World Division 6.
When we get a bit of summer. What sort of country is this, Jace?
Okay then, mate. Well,
okay, mate,
thanks for your time.
Pleasure, mate.